I'm at the Legion Hall and I'm here working on the setup for this next weekend's Aurora Colony Flea. And I hit an estate sale this last Saturday and picked up some fabulous items, and I thought I'd share them with you. One of the main reasons I went to the estate sale was I saw in the pictures they were advertising that they had teacups and saucers. And since I present the historical teas and events, I'm always looking for nice teacups and saucers. So the first one that I have here, and I'll freely admit that I am probably going to keep a couple of these for myself. They're really quite nice. So this is a Royal Albert, and it's orange blossom, and what a pretty pattern. And then another Queen's. This is moss rose with a wonderful little detail inside. This one does have just a little bit of a spot here, so this might get upcycled. There was just some really fun things that were remaining at the end of the sale. And one of them was this mustache cup. And look at the transfer wear on this with the butterfly. So nice. And the butterflies on both sides. So this is another fun piece. Whoops. I do have a tendency every now and then to run into things. Then there's this one with the roses, and how pretty is that? This one's called Ebony. So the outside is this beautiful black and tan detail, and on the inside are these fabulous roses. Just showing the cups, I do have the matching saucers for them as well. This one is called Royal Veil, and once again we've got a beautiful floral pattern and some details on the inside. How pretty is this one? The little forget-me-nots on it. That's called Chantilly. And then this is by Duchess and called Guinevere. And all of my teacups and saucers at my historical teas and events are for sale. So I do look for them all the time since I sell them. And this one I was really excited about because I do believe I already have a saucer that matches this one. So that will give me another one. If I have mismatched or orphaned saucers or cups, I will put together what I always call marriages. I'm really quite good at doing that and ending up with a pretty combination. So once again, us antique dealers being the original recyclers, so now you can see the saucers with all the cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 7 cups and saucers. They were all 50% off. So I was very excited about getting those. And then the mustache cup. There was also several really nice vases, and I really enjoy both pottery and art glass. So I thought this one was really fabulous. It does have a mark on it. I'm going to need to research that. But look at the details on this and the shape. This is what really speaks to me when I start looking at either pottery or art glass, is the shape, the color, and whether it feels organic and lively to me. I know that sounds a little unusual, but a lot of the art glass and pottery ends up in my personal collection, but I do also sell it and I search things for folks. This was one of the other pieces. I looked at this twice and decided I just could not leave it. It's such a pretty swirl pattern. This is going to clean up a lot better than what it looks like right now. It is quite dirty. So if I get a little bit onto it, you can see the luster start to come up, and how glorious that's going to be when it's totally clean. It probably has a lot of fire in the glass, and I will do a little more research on that one as well. This delightful little piece, and I love smaller pieces, and look at the details on this. It's cased glass, and it's marked on the bottom that it's from West Germany, which means it was made between the end of World War II and when Germany unified. So we have a time frame for this piece. I really liked this. This one really called to me. Wonderful little detail in perfect condition. That one's a research project as well. And then this spring, or our spring tea, is going to be a Beatrix Potter tea. So I really couldn't pass up this fabulous little salt and pepper with the bunny and the egg. So we'll have that out for the tea in the spring. Then as I was going down the table of the remaining items, this wonderful hair receiver was there with the roses painted on it and the hole in the top. This is a vanity piece, and this would have sat on a lady's vanity, and when she brushed her hair, she would have put her hair into the hair receiver. Once it got full, you would have emptied it, and then you use the hair to make appliances so that you could do your hairstyles. And I will most likely be doing a video in the future on that topic because I do historic costuming and I do historic hairstyles. But if you don't have enough hair of your own, or if you, excuse the rattling of the paper there again, if you don't have enough hair of your own, then you can save your hair and form it into either a hair rat, which would sit on the top of your head. I've got to research why they called it a rat, but it would have been a anchor point for your pompadour, for your hat pin to go through. That's one of the things the ladies did. There was also some linens at the sale, and these two are actually pillowcases. They were in with tea towels, but they're matching pillowcases done with white work and nice linen. Probably going to need to soak these a little bit, but one of the things I do have in my booth and at my shows is always linens, quality antique linens. And then this was a real fun find because these are Irish linen, damask napkins, and another package of napkins. So one's unopened, one's only been opened to look at what was in it. They're both shamrock patterns. So they're Irish linen, never used, large dinner napkins in damask. And what a nice find. These type of items we call old new stock, which means they're in the original packaging. So they're new, but they're old because they're vintage or antique, but they've never been used and they've never been taken out of their packaging. So that's a particularly nice find. The lady also sent me home with all of the stands that her mother had for her teacups and saucers. These are display stands, and they're a nice way to put them in a cabinet so you can see both. And there's a whole stack of them. Now, I did see the pictures for the estate sale, and the pictures that were posted online only showed these 8 cups and saucers. There must have been a bunch more, and I would imagine, since I talked with the daughter, that she ended up keeping a good number of her mother's pieces. One of the other things I picked up, those out of the way, was this tea set, which I think you can see. You can see I have quite a bit of silver on the other end of the table here. This is a matching model number tea set made by Oneida. Am I correct on that? No, excuse me, made by Rogers, 1847 Rogers, and it's a named pattern. It's reflection. So finding the coffee, the tea, the creamer, the covered sugar, and the matching tray is something you don't normally find because oftentimes they get taken apart. The only thing that I found wrong with the set is that the coffee pot has a pin missing that holds the hinge for the lid. That's actually a very easy repair. And you can see this really pretty pattern. There is a matching flatware set that was put out by 1847 Rogers. 1847 doesn't mean that's when it was made. It's a plating process, and 1847 was when Rogers patented that plating process. There was also a couple other pieces included in, they sold it as one lot. It's the covered casserole, which are fun, and I have put it up into a stand. And then there's a serving bowl and a tray. So I'll see what other things those could go with. But I was particularly excited to find the matching 5 pieces. This will polish up. I use Simichrome. This should look beautiful when it's done. And then we'll see if we can't find a wonderful home for this. Nice big tray, the coffee, the teapot, the creamer, and the covered sugar.